Hello and welcome back to Bioclass Bites. In this video, we are going to talk about Introduction to Biology. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like and share this video. These are the unit and lesson titles for this video series. So these are the lessons for Introduction to Biology. Biology is the science of life, importance of biology, and characteristics of life. In this video, we are going to talk about biology as the science of life and later the importance of biology. So what are the things you think of when you hear the word biology? A lot of students would say frogs and insects, the human body, internal organs, the underwater creatures, trees, and all of those are correct. Me personally, when I hear the word biology, it makes me think of extraordinary creatures like this monarch butterfly with the scientific name Danaus flexipus. They are known for their uh, annual migration from northern US to south for the winter, and they're easily recognizable because of their orange wings with black outlines. These are other interesting organisms as well. So you have here my favorite reptile, the Komodo dragon, which is with the scientific name Varanus komodoensis. What's exciting about them is that they are native to Indonesia and they have such powerful bodies and venom. And they do that, they use their venom to paralyze their prey. And once they bit you, you become paralyzed, and then they will be able to eat their prey. Another thing is their mating ritual, wherein male Komodo dragons will wrestle with each other. That could last for hours, and then the one who wins will be the one to mate with the female. This is another interesting organism. This is the Volvox globator, a colonial green algae, and that's my favorite algae. What makes it interesting is that they live in a colony, and here we have a good example. So every single dot that you see here is one alga, singular of algae. So they live in this spherical formation with perhaps hundreds up to thousands of them in one sphere. Okay, and this is how they reproduce. So here the bigger sphere is called the mother colony, and it develops its offspring inside the sphere. So these are its daughter colonies, the ones inside. Okay, so they grow and mature inside the mother colony, and when it's time for them to be released, the mother colony's body will rupture and release her daughter colonies into the water. So for me, that's very interesting. That's kind of dramatic, and it's quite a good experience when you see volvox under the microscope. So, so these are two of my favorite organisms. So where does biology fit among all the sciences? They say that biology is probably the most popular and most interesting field, and I think this is a subject that students enjoy the most. They would say that this is the subject they get to dissect a frog and look into the microscope and perform all those interesting experiments. I think what makes biology appealing to students is because they really can actually see what they're studying, and they can relate to what we are talking about in class because they see it in their own lives, because biology is actually talking about living things. So this is a map of the different scientific disciplines, and let's look into this diagram. Okay, so here you can see this is the cluster of your physical sciences, wherein they talk about chemistry, they have mineralogy, acoustics. So here they mostly tackle about molecules and forces of interaction of matter. Here, this is the group of social sciences. Okay, so you have here international studies, sociology, education, psychology, human geography, and cognitive sciences. So this is their cluster. This one is the cluster of medicine, medical sciences. So you have nursing, brain studies, language, clinical pharmacology. Well, this green cluster, is the group of life sciences. So here we have the following subfields. We have anatomy and physiology, zoology, ecology, taxonomy and systematics, genetics, agriculture, botany, cell biology, and evolution. So in the course of this academic year, we will hopefully, we will be able to get to know a little bit about those subfields with our lessons. I recommend that you watch this video from Study Biology entitled Why Learn Biology. I will provide the link in the description below. So the study of living things or living organisms is the main subject of biology. Actually, if you look into the etymology of the term biology, it's actually derived from the Greek word bios, meaning life, and lohia means the study of. So the study of life. However, for the purpose of uniformity and for a deeper description, this is how we will define biology. Okay, so it reads, biology is defined as the study of the form, structure, functions, processes, and the relationships of living things with each other, as well as with the physical environment. So this is our official description of biology. So biology is not a standalone subject. It actually requires interdisciplinary application. So we need to have some basic knowledge of chemistry, physics, and geology to be able to absorb more of the lessons here. So this is a map of biology. You can actually see the clusters of different subfields. So here, this is the cluster of genetics, wherein they talk about heredity, inheritance, and variation of living things. So here in this cluster of groups, um, the subfields here talks about the interactions of living things with each other and with their physical environment. So you have your ecology, zoology, environmental biology. So here, organisms, it talks about the development, processes, and evolutions of organisms. So you have here physiology, developmental biology, anatomy, evolutionary biology. So this will actually be our lesson for the first and second quarter. So here inside the cells, so you look into the processes of cells as the basic unit of life, and we will talk about cells in the second quarter. And here, the application of most of the fields of biology in medicine. So you have here pharmacology, epidemiology, bioengineering. For this academic year, we do not have a specific quarter assigned to medicine, but hopefully, as we go through our lessons, we will be able to see applications in this field. I recommend that you also watch this video, Map of Biology, and the creator here was able to explain more of the different subfields, more than what I did earlier. So I will provide the link in the description below. How is biology important to me? So biologists do more than dissect things or look at organisms under the microscope or just ask whether organisms are alive. So they actually go out there and go to the habitat of that species that are interested in and study those closely. So one good example is Jane Goodall, a primatologist. And she's actually a world-renowned expert on chimpanzees, having published lots of researches and books about it. So she actually goes to the habitat of chimpanzees and live with them and try to see how they perform their life processes. So that's one good example of a biologist. Biologists also collect samples and listen to whales. They isolate viruses, grow up mushrooms, and grind up insects. So with the COVID pandemic right now, there's really such high need for biology experts because they're the ones who are analyzing the viruses and its effect to the human body and how to possibly develop a cure. So here we also have a herpetologist who specializes on reptiles. So this biologist specifically specializes on alligators, as shown here. So biologists also read messages encoded in our DNA. They count how many times a hummingbird beats its wings and record and research and conduct all those studies. Here we have actual real life scientists, Dr. Lovell Jones. says that studying biochemistry in a holistic way is going to be the key to the answers we need. He specializes on the relationship between hormones and cancer. On the other picture, we have Dr. Tillman and Ekaterina Semenova as they examine a mouse tissue preparation. So Dr. Tillman says that if you've seen the children's book, Little Bunny Follows His Nose, that's how I think of the age 19 gene. So these are scientists, these are biologists with different fields of specialization, and they are very, very passionate on the work that they do. But perhaps the most important job that biologists do is, at the end of the day, is to describe the way in which human beings fit into the whole picture of life on Earth. So what do we mean by that? Only by understanding the relationships of other organisms with each other and with their physical environment can humans understand our purpose and destiny on this planet. If we see how other organisms behave, how they are interdependent of each other, then hopefully, perhaps, if we learn more about it, the more we can appreciate our role on this biosphere. Side note, this is the hyacinth macaw. It's quite beautiful with its beautiful, gorgeous blue feathers. With its scientific name, Anodorhynchus hyacinthinus. They are considered vulnerable in the list of IUCN, and they are also one of the largest macaws that we have in the world. And hopefully, as we learn more about hyacinth macaw, it would raise awareness, and then people would actually work on preserving this species. More than anything else, biology is a science that attempts to understand the diversity of life on Earth. So, as we get to know more of these organisms and see how different kinds exist and how diverse they are, hopefully it actually helps us realize how important it is for humans to live in harmony with other creatures, because we are not the only residents of this planet. That's actually a common misconception that this world is created for us. It's the other way around. We are just one of the many creatures that live on this planet. So um, biologists try to attempt to explain to us, to fellow humans, why it is important for us to preserve the diversity of other organisms. So here is an example of a very diverse group of organisms, white wild tulips, with scientific name Tulipa sp. The goals of biology can be summarized into three. So, biologists do their work in order to, number one, manage the world's resources in a suitable manner. Human beings still need to eat, we still need to consume products, or we still need to use and utilize um, resources found in nature. However, we must be able to do that in a suitable manner. It means that we can still harvest but not harm other organisms. We can still utilize but without destroying their natural habitat. The second is to prevent and cure diseases. Um, because most of the treatment to diseases are found in nature, in plants, in algae, in fungi. Um, so that's one of the goals of biology. And of course, to improve the quality of our lives and those of our children, but still in a suitable manner, not harming other organisms, not causing them diseases, and not harming their natural habitat. So here we see a male Anna's hummingbird with its very beautiful reflective or iridescent crown and its beautiful feathers. That ends our video. I hope you learned something new. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like and share this video. Till next time, goodbye.